This message is just for you. You are good enough. This is the episode for you. Today's video is for all the overthinkers among us who are currently sitting and wondering, are we overthinking like we always do? Or are we just hatching a really good plan for what we want to do today or how we want to reach our goal? Because that's the problem with overthinking, isn't it? It feels productive. It feels like the most sensible thing we could be doing, that barging straight in without a plan is reckless and irresponsible, and we risk wasting so much time and energy that way. So why wouldn't we take the time now to iron out all the issues? Except then we don't start. We get stuck in thinking. We think we're strategizing and making all these decisions, but we're not. We're using thinking to avoid doing. So I was thinking about this and thinking, how can we know when we're strategizing and when we're caught up in overthinking? And this is by no means a definitive answer today, but it might be a starting point for you to do your own journaling on, and it might also be something I come back to in the next few months. In the meantime, these are the 4 questions that I came up with. Is it overthinking? Is it strategizing? Number 1, do I feel like I have more options or fewer? Overthinking makes me feel like I've got fewer options. Maybe that means no options or no right options, or that there are options out there somewhere, but they seem completely out of reach for me now, at this time, for this goal. When I'm strategizing, it gives me the opportunity to say no to options that don't work, but it makes me feel like I have options that do work, or I have a plan to get to those options, even if they're not obvious right now. Number 2, do I feel like I have more problems or fewer? In general, overthinking makes me leave feeling like I've got more problems, and that's because for all the considering that I thought I was doing, my brain wasn't actually facing the problem and then finding a solution. Instead, it's just been caught in a loop, avoiding asking the hard questions over and over again, and instead just going over and over what I know about the problem, what other people have said, how serious it could be, or how I feel about it. It just loops. Strategizing, on the other hand, makes sure that I leave feeling like I've got more solutions. And even if I don't have the answer that I was looking for, I feel equipped to deal with it because I'm armed with a list of questions to research or preliminary steps that I could take that might get me closer to that answer, people that I can ask, things to look into. Number 3, do I feel more ready or less ready to take action? Overthinking increases my hesitation about taking action. Strategizing actually empowers me towards that first step, and it clarifies what that first step is when I know I've done it and what I'm actually trying to achieve by doing each individual thing. And my final test, number 4, is how involved am I getting in what could possibly go wrong? What could be hard or uncomfortable or unpleasant for me? When I'm overthinking, I'm fully immersed in imagining possible bad outcomes or replaying actual past events that felt awful. When I'm strategizing, I'm still acknowledging likely issues and planning for them, but it's not a high definition, multi-sensory panicked experience. It's the difference between driving past potential problems, vaguely registering their existence on the way to my good outcome destination, versus seeing the welcome signs, pulling over, and spending the day there. When I get pulled into all the things that can go wrong, it drains me. It feels like all I can see is potential problems to mitigate. When I'm strategizing, they're just considerations, but they don't pull the whole body and the whole brain in. And if this resonates with you, I would love to invite you to share your thoughts with me in the comments below. How do you recognize when overthinking is stopping you from getting started? Can you recognize it right when you're in the middle of it, or is it something that you can only ever see in hindsight, looking back? And what do you do to move yourself out of it? Let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow.